We had news out of golf this morning with Jay Monahan on his way out as the PGA Tour commissioner. The tour announced this morning that former NFL exec Brian Rolap is taking over as CEO and that Monahan will step down at the end of 2026. Monahan has been in charge of the tour since 2017, most recently guiding the tour through the Live Golf Split. Stick, of course, with everything when it comes to that. We had a quote from this a year ago saying, in quote, "I informed our boards that upon completing a decade as commissioner, I would step down from my role at the end of 2026. Since then, we've been working together to identify a leader who can build on our momentum and develop a process that ensures a smooth transition. We found exactly the right leader in Brian Rolap, and I'm excited to support him as his transition from the NFL into the new role leading the PGA Tour." So, of course, a lot of waves sent through this. Even the big cat, Tiger Woods, responding to this news on Twitter saying, quote, "Congrats to Brian on becoming CEO of the PGA Tour. I'm excited about where the tour is headed. And a big thank you to Jay for everything he's done for our game and for the players and fans." So with that, I want to bring in the guru of the greens, or maybe the guru of the outdoors, my guy Dpug Bell. Of course, this is news to us this morning with Monahan set to step down in 2026. But your thoughts here on Rolap and this move?
Well, this is huge, Brandon. A monumental move for the PGA Tour, and I think a brilliant move because they are forward-thinking. They're not happy with status quo, and they certainly don't want to look back. Although, I will say, looking back over the decades, whether it was Dean Beeman or Tim Fincham or Jay Monahan, all of these commissioners did significant things for the PGA Tour that brought it to where it is right now. So all of those gentlemen deserve a lot of credit. But now, for the first time, they're going outside that circle of friendship, if you will, using a golf term. And Jay Monahan will stick around for the rest of 2025 and the rest of 2026. So this is not an abrupt departure. This will be a smooth transition. And Brian Rolap is considered a genius in his field. He is not a golfer, which is significant in its own right. He is a marketing guy. He is a genius at negotiating TV contracts. So this is a big step, but I think a significant and a very, very good step for the PGA Tour.
Monahan, of course, staying on, as you mentioned, various boards there. I'm curious, though, of course, we're still waiting to see what happens to Rolap. But as you mentioned there, when it comes to it, it's a smooth transition. What does his leadership in that time period between now and 2026 looks like?
Well, it's an important time for the PGA Tour. There's still lots going on, but it's a wave of momentum for the PGA Tour of positivity. Ratings are up on all the TV networks. You got Scotty Scheffler, #1 in the world. You got Rory McIlroy, who's not playing well, but he is a star. The U.S. Open with J.J. Spawn, a PGA Tour player, was major significance. So right now, a lot of positivity around the PGA Tour, but they look ahead now to the television rights, which will be open for negotiation here very, very shortly. And again, Rolap is an expert at that, having done it with the National Football League. There's digital rights that have been negotiated, but again, you have to look to the next 10 years. There's advertising and marketing. And the key with Rolap, again, Arthur Blank, owner of the Atlanta Falcons, was on the search committee because the Strategic Sports Group, they put a lot of money into the PGA Tour, close to $2 billion just about a year and a half ago. And Arthur Blank recommended this man. Tiger Woods backed him up. Adam Scott backed him up. So again, all these things are coming to light, and you need a guy like Brian, who I think is an expert in all those roles, to take the PGA Tour to the next level.
Well, it sounds like he's got the check mark from everybody from what you just told me there, in terms of the only thing different is that he is coming from the NFL. A lot of pros. Any cons that might worry you or the casual fan wondering about his leadership?
I don't think so, because his expertise, and he's already said, Brian said, I'm not a golfer. I'm a negotiator. I'm a contract guy. Yeah. But he's excited about moving into the world of professional golf, which needs an influx, needs a shot of adrenaline in the arm. As I said, a lot of good things are happening, but this man brings something different to the table. Jay Monahan will not leave for more than a year, and I think the PGA Tour will name another commissioner in the future. Maybe Davis Love III. I'm just throwing out a name, a popular name among PGA Tour players. I don't know if that would happen or not, but I do think there will be another commissioner at the end of 2026. Brian will be the CEO. That's the key. The PGA Tour has never had a CEO in charge of just business, and I think together it is going to be a very smooth transition. And he comes from the National Football League, this behemoth. They're the monster. They know how to deal with everything. And to bring this man in, who is a key component of the National Football League, to the PGA Tour, I think elevates the PGA Tour to an entirely different level, a global level. And that's what he brings to the table.
Doug, let me ask you this, because when it comes to Jay, you just mentioned all the accolades and achievements he's had since 2017 to, of course, the end of his tenure in 2026. Maybe the one thing that has an asterisk by the separation, the addition with the live. Is that something that may, he may be thinking that that's one thing that got away from him?
Well, it certainly hit him like a ton of bricks, Brandon. There's no question about it. Could he have done something a little more? Could he had more foresight? Yes, there's no question about it. And he has admitted that. And I think it took its toll physically on Jay Monahan. Remember, he stepped back and away from the role for a while while he dealt with health issues. But he's healthy again. And I think Jay is very happy with where the PGA Tour is right now. He is leaving it in a very strong spot. And I think it'll get even stronger with the addition of a new CEO.
All right, we'll see what happens there. Of course, 2026, we're not trying to push him out the door at all, but Brian Rolapp will take over in 2026. Jay Monahan the last 9 years. Doug Bell, as always, appreciate your time when it comes to breaking down things on the greens. Don't forget, we still have golf this weekend. The Travelers Championship, of course, getting started on Thursday, but this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, that coverage starting at 3 Eastern on CBS and also streaming in Paramount Plus.